revving it up. Alright, let me know in the chat if you can hear the audio fine. I'm pretty sure we can. I think we're live as soon as we get someone typing in the chat that we're live. Alright, we are live. Welcome everybody. Welcome to SPBCT's coverage of the GBL Div 1 Grand Final. I am your host for this evening, John Rimus. I hope you're all comfy at home, ready to watch this fantastic grand final between these two top teams, the Redlands Rays and the Surfers Bluewave, as the managers come out for the plate meeting with the umpires. Just want to wait for everybody to start joining in. Everyone's getting that notification if they're subscribed and they've got the bell icon clicked. So when we go live, it sends you a notification. The numbers are increasing as I speak. Been waiting for this game ever since Tuesday night when the Bluewave won the 3-game series against the Rapids at Pine Rivers. Absolutely awesome series with a great team. Lucky enough to pull out the win to punch our ticket to this game, to have a chance to lift the trophy of the GBL Div 1 season. And also a little special treat for everyone if they didn't know already. We'll have an extra commentator with me this evening helping me out. You all know him if you're a Surfers Bluewave fan, Mr. Statsman, Owen Drinkwater.
Thanks, John. It's good to join you in the booth. Looking forward to it. Great night for it tonight. Game 1 of the finals. Balmy night. Breeze is blowing out to right intermittently. You can check the flags in the top right of the screen. Not sure if you can see them on the screen, but we'll keep you posted on that. And we've got this game at Windsor. So I think, if I may, John, a couple keys to the game. So yep. This Windsor field, beautiful field. This is the professional field in Brisbane, and kudos to the groundskeepers here for it looks immaculate tonight. The backstop here is brick, so anytime there's someone on third base and the ball goes past the catcher, I think you're in for an interesting play at the plate. The ball comes back really quickly here, something to keep in mind. And I think that more generally, a key to this game is going to be, what do the Blue Wave choose to do against presumed starter Reese Knitt for Redlands? So Reese is one of the best pitchers in the league and has limited this team in the past. And the Blue Wave, as much as they've excelled moving towards this final, the base running at times we've run ourselves into some outs. And I think it sets up a dynamic where you get a guy on base against Reese, and you're not, you want to take advantage of that and use your speed, but at the same time, we don't want to be making any silly mistakes out there. So definitely something to watch in this one.
Absolutely, the grounds crew are world class here with the grounds nicely painted with the postseason GBL logo there. That just doesn't happen. There's some dedicated grounds crew here, and the striping in the outfield is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be witnessing a very high-class game this evening, and I think the winner of this game is going to be the team with the less amount of errors, I think.
Yeah, these game ones, I think, historically with Redlands and with Knitt on the mound, it usually only takes a couple of runs one way or another. So just a bit of background on the teams as we enter the game tonight. So Redlands comes in. They were the top seed, as you see the Rays take the field here as the home team. They were the top seed coming into the playoffs, #1 team in the league at 27 wins, 9 losses. Surfers was tied with Pine Hills for third at 25-11. In the first round, Redlands took 2 of 3 from Pine Rivers to move directly to the grand final, while Surfers dispatched of Pine Hills in 2 consecutive games. And then last weekend, the Blue Wave had a wonderful 3-game series against the Rapids, which culminated in a dominant performance from Declan Summerford to get them through to the grand final here. As we look at the Rays warm up, and you see it is Reese Knitt out there on the mound.
I think Declan's last game was probably one of his best that I've ever seen.
I agree with you, John.
Pitching was just spot on all night, and just got the better of the batters, and also the bullpen of the Blue Wave is very deep, and those relief pitchers coming in and shutting down with some really good gas.
Yeah, he was excellent to get them through there. 8 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. I think he struck out the first 6 batters he faced. So really good stuff from Summerford, who you would expect we likely won't see tonight, given he would only be on a couple of days rest. So we'll just run through the Blue Wave lineup here, as they are the away team and hitting first, and we'll go through Redlands as Ashby makes the throwdown here to end the warm-up in the bottom of the first. But leading off is going to be Andy Cosgrove. You got Max Durrington behind him, Jai Diebel in third, hitting third rather, Harry White hitting cleanup, Jerry Lacayo, the catcher, hitting 5th. Ricky Diebel pulling the Shohei duties tonight. He's pitching and DHing in the 6 hole. You got John Hall Walsh in the 7, young Wes Wilford in the 8, and Atsuki Takahashi rounding it out as Cosgrove steps to the plate. And the first pitch is lashed into left field. That's dunking in, and it's in front of Duncan for a base hit. Cosgrove takes a big turn and hops back to first base for the first pitch single and gets the Blue Wave started here in the top of the first.
What's his on-base percentage there, Owen?
Yeah, so I was just pulling the stats up, John. You beat me to it. So Cozzy's had himself an incredible postseason.
Amazing.
So before that at bat, he was 9 for 22 with 3 home runs and OPS of 1.3. So that'll only go up from there as the young Max Durrington digs in.
I remember he likes to swing on a first pitch as Max Durrington hits the shortstop. Little bobble there, but they get the first out at the second base, and Max will get on safely. So 1 out with the runner still on first.
So Durrington, one of the fastest players on Surfers, so this sets up, just like we were mentioning, an interesting decision here. Do you run with Max early?
2 pitches, 2 swings. Surfer's not mucking around tonight.
And it's Jai Diebel in the 3-hole here as Durrington leads away from first. And he swings at the first pitch, flies one into fairly deep right field, twisting away and out of play for a foul ball. As the wind just picked up as Diebel put that swing on it. So it looks like Surfer's jumping out at these early fastballs from Nit. And we'll see if that pays off for him.
Redlands Rays with a long time in between games, so Bluewave are probably hoping there's a little bit of rust there.
And throw over to first, and Durrington's back. Diebel 5 for 16 this postseason, hitting .313, OBP .476. Didn't show as much power this year in the regular season, but 10 home runs last year to lead the league. And always a threat. Durrington goes, and pitch is a strike, throw down, not in time, and Durrington's got second base. So an early test for Ashby, and Durrington wins that battle. Diebel now in an 0-2 hole. Harrison White, GBL home run leader, 9 home runs this year, lurking in the on-deck circle. Durrington away from second. Nick comes set, and the pitch, and curveball, and catches Diebel off balance there. Strike 3. And so now it's 2 away for the Surfers' cleanup hitter, Harrison White. White 6 for 19, hitting .316 this postseason. Regular season for Harry White, a 1.3 OPS, 9 home runs, 34 RBIs for the Blue Wave. Huge breakout season for Harrison White this year. And gets a fastball and fouls it away to the left side. Yet working quickly, digs back in. Durrington still away from second. And a breaking ball just downstairs. Count runs even to 1-1 against Harry White. Defense playing relatively straight up. Shortstop Anthony Gomez holding Durrington fairly close at second. You have to imagine Durrington would test any arm out there. And the right fielder playing quite deep for Redlands at the moment, as White swings through an off-speed pitch for strike 2. That's Beckham Crooks out there, almost at the warning track in right field, respecting the power of Harrison White. And the 1-2 from Nit. And fastball up and away. That one 83 miles an hour, so we're fortunate enough, thank you to Rory Summerford for setting up the radar gun for us, so we'll be able to give you some velocity data as well throughout the night. The 2-2 pitch is in the dirt, Nice block by Ashby there. And Durrington scampers back to second. So count runs full now on Harry White. Jerry Lacayo, the catcher, lurking in the on-deck circle, and it'll be Ricky Diebel after him if the Blue Wave continue to push. 0-0 here, top of the first. Game 1 of this best of 3 GBL Grand Final Series. And Gomez in behind Durrington, trying to get him back to second. And the pitch. Curveball drops in there for strike 3. No argument from Harrison White, as he must have been looking for something different. And so Nick gets out of trouble at the end of a half inning. It's 0-0, and we'll go to the bottom of the first.
So yes, thank you for everyone tuning in. Joe at the Extra Base podcast, make sure you check him out on Facebook. Yes, the winner will be the team that scores more runs than the other. That's very, very true.
That's a Kevin Fenn special right there.
That's right. How you going, Caroline? You're late. Just batting first. New Caledonia, thanks for tuning in, Remy. Make sure you're liking and sharing the stream. Get all your friends and family here. We are live from Windsor. Game 1 of this grand final, and leading on the mound for the Blue Wave is Ricky Diebel. Had a good inning. I think he's pitched 1 game, 6 innings. And I think he had about 8 Ks from memory. He had a really good game, so I can understand why Kevies has gone with Ricky in this first game. He's very dependable. He's got a great breaking ball, fooled a lot of batters, and might have been a bit of an obscure choice for some people, thinking maybe Declan would be starting or maybe Warner, but keeping those guys fresh as they did pitch in the Rapid series. Blue Wave can pull out this game. They will be obviously at an advantage, being up 1-0. This first game so crucial. You get that early lead in a 3-game series. Obviously a mathematical advantage, but a physical and emotional sort of advantage over your teammate, opposing team, having to go back-to-back wins to try and pull back the game and the series. We'll see what the Rays have at the top of their order, with Duncan coming to the plate.
And we'll run through the Rays order during Ryan Duncan's at bat here, but it'll be Duncan to lead off and Anthony Gomez to follow as Diebel digs in. And first pitch in the dirt, nice pick from Jerry Lacayo. That's ball 1. So it'll be Ryan Duncan in left field leading off. Anthony Gomez, a shortstop, hitting second. Tyson Zamora, the center fielder, hitting third as Diebel quick to come set here. And 1-0 is a fastball in the inside corner to even the count. We got Kai Ashby, the cleanup hitter, hitting 4th. Kyle Pike, DHing in 5th. Dan Turner playing 3rd and hitting 6th. As Ricky Diebel ready to go. And the 1-1 is just in there. So he'll go ahead 1 and 2 there.
Good pitch. Likes to work fast on the mound, Ricky.
And the 1-2 is bounced over to second. It'll be Wes Wilford on an easy hop. And over the first for the first out. Nice play by Wilford there. Just to round out Redlands' order, so you got Kynan Melander playing 2nd and hitting 7th. Beckham Crooks playing right field, hitting 8th. And Byron Humble at 1st and hitting in the 9-hole. So it'll be Anthony Gomez in the 2-hole here, ready to go. Diebel, as John was mentioning, has 1 appearance in the postseason, 3 2/3 innings, scattered 6 hits, and struck out 7 in that game. And with 1 away, first pitch to Gomez is fouled straight back in our direction. And Jerry Lacayo makes the play off the screen. 1-1 to Gomez is a strike on the outside corner. Gomez not a huge fan of the call. Checking if it's on the swing, told it was not. So thinking that was off the corner. It'll be interesting to see how the player's reaction to the zone develops tonight. That's always a story. That's sort of the undercurrent of what's going on in the game. As fastball upstairs runs the count even. So Gomez stepping out, taking his time. And swing and a foul tip. Lakeo could not hold on. So count remains 2-2. Gomez hit .320 this year for Redlands in the regular season. And so far in this playoffs, recall they've only played one series, but he was 4 for 10 in that series to the tune of a .400 batting average. And it's Diebel ready with the 2-2. And fastball flied out to right field, twisting foul and out of play. And we'll do it again. My apologies, they've got 1-2 as the count, rather. And the 1-2 pitch is fouled off to the right side on a breaking pitch from Diebel. That one about 75. And the pitch is in the dirt, 70 miles an hour there. Nice block by Lakeo. So Jerry Lakeo working hard early, and as usual, up to the task.
There's no one better. As both catchers ourselves, we can say that.
A lot of appreciation for Jerry's game, definitely. And the pitch is lined right. Oh, Wilford cannot make the play. Picks it up, has a look, but Gomez is going to be on first base. And we'll see how they score that one. It would have been quite a catch from Wes Wilford out there. But the ball did go in and out of his glove. So Gomez hits a ball hard and finds his way aboard. And it'll be Tyson Zamora with 1 on and 1 out.
Unlucky there. That one looked like he had to beat on that one all the way.
It is scored a single, so Gomez 1 for 1. And Tyson Zamora to the plate now. .271 average, .495 slugging for Redlands this year as he takes strike 1. And swung his way to the tune of 5 home runs. Looks like he was the team leader for Redlands. So good year for Zamora. Some speed over at first with Gomez. Diebel left-handed. Tough to run on as that ball line just past John Hall Walsh in the right field. Harry Walsh is going to cut it off, and Gomez is going to go all the way over to third. And so back-to-back singles for the Rays have runners on the corners with 1 out. That'll bring Ashby to the plate. Ashby a .311 average and .921 OPS this year, and a couple of homers to his name. And in their playoff series, 4 for 9 with a couple of doubles. First pitch is a breaking ball on the outside corner. 65 miles an hour, a big slow curveball from Ricky Diebel for strike 1. We'll see what happens with Zamora here. What do you reckon, John? You send him?
I think he'd probably hold there for now, but would be smart for Redlands to try and get him over to second, get him in a scoring position.
Nice. Lacayo keeps it in front. Lacayo, rather. Nice block from Jerry. Yeah, tough situation. Couple of hard hit balls already. You got your 4-hitter at the plate with 1 out and a lefty on the mound, making it a little harder for Zamora to run.
But we want to get a good jump in case of a double play up the middle.
And the 1-1 is down. So Ashby now ahead in the count, 2-1. Zamora has electric speed, but only 2 stolen bases this year. And the throw over. Zamora gets back easily. Bluewave could really use a double play here. Another ball like the ball Ryan Duncan hit would be perfect in this situation to get the boys out of the inning. And the 1-1 pitch is fastball just off the outside. That one run up to 80 miles an hour by Ricky.
Closing in on 100 viewers tonight. Appreciate everyone tuning in. As it just ticks over, triple digits. Thank you very much.
And the pitch Zamora goes, and it's ball 4. So no play at second base there. 3-1, a good pitch to run on. And the bases are now loaded for Kyle Pike. With 1 away. Pike a 726 OPS this year and picked up a homer. And no numbers for Pike from that series against Pine Rivers. So we'll see if Diebel can work his way out of trouble here. And fastball just downstairs, off the outside. Nowhere to put Pike with Dan Turner on deck. And it's Gomez away from third, Zamora away from second, and Ashby away from first. 1-0 is foul tipped into the glove of Lacayo, and the count runs even. Infielders, John Hall Walsh just about in line with the bag at first. You got Cosgrove several steps back at third, but with plenty of strength to make the throw if he needed on a hard hit ball. You have to imagine he'd be looking at turn 2. And swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. So Pike in the hole 1 and 2 here.
I think the best thing that Ricky can do is just focus on the batter at the plate, get the out there, runners can't move.
Big pitch here coming for Diebel early in this game. 1-2 is off-speed pitch, swung on and missed.
As we had hoped, gets the batter out, runners stay on base. Now, that was a pretty crucial out, not advancing the runners, and now just any base to get out of the inning.
That's it. Dan Turner this year, the 6-hitter, 341 average, 492 slugging. So a good year for Turner. Also picked up 3 home runs. So a dangerous hitter here as he takes strike 1. So fastball over the inner half there. Infielders all back. Hall Walsh playing well behind the runner at first. And swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And Diebel ahead 0-2. See if he can knuckle down here, get one more past Turner, and get the Blue Wave out of the inning.
Boy, would this be big.
Big spot here. Early in this game. Bottom of the first, no runs across at this stage. Redlands had first and third, one out. Now Surfers one strike away from getting out of it. And fastball off the outside corner. Diebel runs that one up to 83, so a little extra juice on that one. And right back to the mound and ready to go. Surfers dugout getting louder. It'll be a 1-2 from Ricky Diebel. And off-speed pitch fouled straight back in our direction. So Turner getting his eye in here. Pitch is fouled back again. So you've got Gomez away from third, you've got Zamora away from second, and it looks like it's Oscar Hyde over there as the courtesy runner for Ashby. For those who don't know, courtesy runner for the catcher once there's 2 outs in the inning. Though can be taken at any time, it must be taken when there's 2 outs, just for the flow of the game, so the catcher's ready to go when the inning turns over. And the 1-2. Swung and grounded down the third base line, just foul as Cosgrove knocks it down. But nothing doing there.
That one about a foot off the third base plate.
Looks like third may be just out of screen. But for those, yeah, if you couldn't see it, it was just to the left of the bag. Cosgrove knocked it down with his glove, but wouldn't have had a play anywhere, as it skittered away just a little bit. And so it'll be another 1-2. And the 1-2 pitch. Turner shoots one to the right side, just foul. So Diebel mixing it up here. It's been about 50% off speed, 50% fastballs early in this game, and within this at bat to Turner. Just trying to keep him off balance, but Turner doing a good job of battling. And it's Kine and Melander on deck if Turner were to reach. And the pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by Lacayo. And the count runs to 2-2. Big spot here for Dan Turner, big spot for Ricky Diebel. Diebel having to work here in this first inning as he's up to 31 pitches. And the pitch is a breaking ball just above the zone. And the count runs full now, so that'll release the Redlands runners. You have to imagine a single would score 2 and a double potentially 3. And you're now looking at probably a play at first as the only play for the infielders to make, which is the message that Lacayo conveys as he steps out in front of the plate there. So 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the first. Redlands with the bases loaded here and looking to score first in this first game of the GBL Grand Final. And the 3-2 is fouled straight back. I tell you, John, if we didn't have a screen, we would have been hit 4 times this inning.
You know, it's a great facility here at Windsor. Obviously, a little bit inconvenient for live streaming with no poles to mount cameras on, but that is an advantage for the viewers here in the stands. We are very close to the netting. That's why we're shooting cameras through the netting here. I can't mount through the netting. But
Diebel steps off.
The vision seems to be very good.
Diebel and Lacayo getting on the same page. Here we go. Come set. Full count, 2 outs. And the payoff is bounced towards short. It's going to be a tough play for Takahashi. Throws across his body, picked out by John Hall Walsh at first. And a great play by the Surfers infield to get out of trouble. So Atsuki Takahashi charges, makes the off-balance throw to first base. John Hall Walsh with a brilliant pick to end a lively bottom of the first and get out of the jam. We'll go to the second inning, 0-0.
That was an amazing play by Takahashi at shortstop. I must say my heart was in my throat there, having seen a few games of the Blue Wave. Early on, there can be the occasional wild pitch from Takahashi, not playing a lot of games at shortstop. It's usually Andy Cosgrove's position, and sometimes makes that wild pitch to first for the out, but just short hop to first base, and that was a world-class pick at first by John Hall Walsh to get the out and get out of the inning. And I just want to take this moment to thank the GBL for letting us live stream this Grand Final series. Really appreciate the entire committee that I've been in touch with, sharing the live streaming duties with Brad from West. He's also live streaming the game, I believe, on Baseball Queensland YouTube. But if you are watching this live stream, I do appreciate you guys tuning in. But go over and show him some love, and make sure you subscribe to the Baseball Queensland page for any other live streams that they're doing that I can't attend. And also want to thank the Windsor Royals for having us as well, being very, very accommodating, helping me out with a little bit of setup, finding my power cords and PowerPoints. It's always very appreciated. They are very good hosts.
So it's Jerry Lacayo, the Surfers catcher, digging in against Reese Nitt here. And first pitch is cracked into center field. Zamora on the run. It's drifting towards right center field, and it's down for a base hit. As Lacayo takes a big turn, and so in back-to-back innings, Surfers picks up first pitch singles from their respective American imports, Cosgrove and Lacayo, who instantly comes off for a courtesy runner.
Yes, Jerry.
That'd be Jake Scott out there.
Jerry has been a bit quiet at his first at-bats recently, so he'll be take some happiness in that he's off the mark early in this very crucial series.
And to the commenter Landers, it's Reese Nitt on the mound for Redlands. And first pitch, Debo bunts it straight up. Is it going to get to the screen? No.
That was off the
so it looks
off
like
the mesh.
Yeah, that's right. So Ashby had a beat on it. So Debo popped it foul on the bunt. Ashby had a beat on it, tried to basket catch it, but it bounced out of his glove, off the netting, and then back into his glove. So that's a dead ball. That gives Ricky Debo another chance to move Scott to second. And it's John Hall Walsh on deck.
Yes, the top of the order for the Blue Wave doing a lot of damage in this postseason. So this bottom order, if they can fire,
Fouled away.
And get some runners on base when the top of the order, Andy Cosgrove, comes to the plate, that could mean big business for the Blue Wave.
And Debo a good year this year, 306 average, 417 on base, and picked up a home run as well. But he's in an 0-2 hole here, so you have to imagine no longer bunting. And breaking ball just misses the back foot of Debo for ball one. Nitt, unlike Debo, in the first inning, did not have to work particularly hard in terms of pitch count. He's only at about 16 pitches here into the second inning. So it's Jake Scott, the courtesy runner, leading away from first. And the 1-2 to Debo. His breaking ball swung on and missed. And so Debo will sit down. That curveball about 75 miles an hour from Nitt as John Hall Walsh comes to the plate. Fun fact about John Hall Walsh, so he splits time between Brisbane and Sydney for work, and there were questions about whether he'd be up here enough to play this year, as another ball fouled right back in our direction for strike one. Not only has he been able to play, he's been an amazing contributor, as he typically is when available to the team. And is absolutely sparkling over there at first defensively. Scott leads away, the 0-1. Fastball up to 85 miles an hour there from Nitt, swung on and missed, as he seems to be finding his groove. Outfield mostly straight up against Hall Walsh, so Mora shaded to right center, and a big gap open in left center. But Nitt finds himself again ahead in the count. And the 0-2 is curveball down and away. So Nitt, last couple of hitters, getting ahead with well-located fastballs and then off-speed pitches as his out pitch. So we'll see if he goes away from that. Struck out White with that pitch, struck out Diebel with that pitch. We'll see what he does to Hall Walsh here on the 1-2. And a fastball by Hall Walsh, and that's going to be out number 2. And that's what makes good pitchers good. Once you start picking up their pattern, they change it. So it'll be young Wes Wilford rather, coming to the plate.
Wesley has been really, really good in the last couple games in that series against the Rapids. Really stepped up in this playoff.
Fastball in for strike one. So Wilford the 8 hitter and Takahashi on deck in the 9 slot before you come back around to Cosgrove at the top. We'll see if the Blue Wave get a little more aggressive on the bases here with 2 outs. And the 0-1. Curveball drops in for strike 2. That's a big curveball from Reese Nitt, 68 miles an hour there. So far what we've seen from Nitt, fastball between 80 and 85, depending on if he's got run on it. And then he's got what would likely be a slider sitting around 75. And then that big curveball he just threw to Wilford down to 68. So changing his speeds against the Surfers lineup. And goes with the fastball there, 84 on the black, and that will do it. So after the leadoff single from Lakeo, it's 1-2-3 down in order by the strikeout for the Blue Wave, and we'll go to the bottom of the second, 0-0.
So a good inning there by the Rays. Hopefully the Blue Wave can get a quick 3 and out here with their top of the order looming on deck in the next inning. Just from my standpoint, watching the Blue Waves games, I keep telling everyone that they're always in these games. They're never out, even when they're behind. They have been behind in games and won. And if they can just get through the starting pitcher, they seem to just be able to tee off on the relief pitches. And most of the time, they have one inning where they can put across a few runs and it seals the deal for them. So even if this score gets 3 or 4 down, never count the Blue Wave out. That's the spirit of the Blue Wave. They're always in it right until the end.
I think you make a good point there, John, as Melander digs in for Redlands. The pitching depth that Surfers has is typically an advantage compared to most of the other teams in the league. The problem with Redlands is Nitt is often so dominant that he can eat innings. As Melander bunts one, but it's right back to Diebel. Diebel bobbles it, and Melander's going to be aboard. So we'll see how they score that one. A bunt that, had it been fielded cleanly, might have been a relatively simple play to first, but unfortunately off the glove of Ricky Diebel. And it's been scored an E1, so it'll be an error on Ricky Diebel at pitcher. To what I was saying, Nit has the ability to eat up innings without using too many pitches, and he has started to do that tonight as well, having only thrown 23 pitches through 2 innings, which sort of neutralizes, as strike one over the inside corner to Beckham Crooks, the right fielder, sort of neutralizes the advantage of eating up bullpen guys, because you never see them if Nit goes the whole game here. So we'll see if the Blue Wave are able to extend their at-bats as Diebel throws over, and Melander just back, having been fooled by that lefty move to some degree. Have a quick look here. Melander was a .319 hitter in the regular season for Redlands as he leads away from first. And the 0-1 is upstairs. Crooks, .306 this year. So a number of guys hitting 300 plus for this team. And the Crooks .286, 2 for 7 in their series against Pine Rivers. Melander 2 for 11 in that series. As Crooks swings through a fastball and down in the count 1-2. It's Byron Humble, the first baseman, in the on-deck circle as the 9-hitter, and then it's back to the top with Ryan Duncan. As Diebel goes back over to first, Melander this time not fooled. So 0-0 here, bottom of the second, grand final of the GBL season. Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. And pitch is on the outside corner. Crooks not happy with the call, and so he goes down looking. So that's a couple of calls now on the outside that some of the hitters have not agreed with. As Humble steps to the plate. Humble, no numbers from the postseason series 2 weeks ago, and a .208 hitter in the regular season, but a .387 on base. And Melander's away from first, short lead there. First pitch is called strike 1 on the edge. A beautiful, beautiful receiving there by Jerry Lacayo. And the 0-1 fastball, and quickly an 0-2 hole for Humble. And Diebel right back to the mound and ready to work. Melander about a generous 2 steps off the bag. And that pitch is chopped behind the plate. And the count remains 0-2. So Diebel's featured a big slow curveball in the mid-60s, fastball touching 80 to 83. As the 0-2 is grounded right towards short, could be 2. Takahashi flips to second for 1. Wilfred on to first. That's a double play for Surfers. And Ricky Diebel quickly out of the inning. So at the end of 2, it's 0-0 as we go to the top of the third.
So just how they drawed it up, a quick 3 and out. Atsuki having a great game at second base, shortstop. Working with Wesley at second and getting that throw to John Hall Walsh at first. So just a couple handling errors for Surfers that loose ball off Wesley's club at second, and the mishandled bunt by Ricky. But the defense getting him out of a jam again.
Hasn't cost him so far.
No, they've been really, really well backing up.
Runs are precious, though, against this team when Nit's on the mound, and so can't be giving away any free ones.
Yeah, so the longer we go into the game, each run could be crucial. So.
And it'll be Takahashi who started that double play to lead off the third. I know I'd like to see these guys work the count a little more, if possible, especially some of the bottom of the order hitters, to see if we can get Nit out of the game a little earlier. But
yes,
you have to imagine he's prepared to go as long as necessary for this Redlands team.
Well rested.
So Takahashi strides to the plate. 278 so far in this playoffs, 5 for 18. 231 in the regular season. And Takahashi, a bit of a free swinger. No walks in the regular season. And on cue, has a hack at the first pitch and fouls it away. That ball caught by Ashby off the screen.
Yeah, thank you.
Curveball. Takahashi spins away from ball one.
Unfortunately, the netting really plays up with the camera. Sometimes it focuses on the netting, but there's not a lot of adjustment I can make on the fly.
Fastball. Takahashi flares it into shallow center field, into no man's land. It's going to be Zamora with a brilliant diving catch to rob the Surfer shortstop of a single. So off the handle from Takahashi, flared one into the Bermuda Triangle out there between second, short, and center, and Zamora, the speedy center fielder, runs it down with a lovely diving catch.
Almost made it onto the dirt. That was a long
one away for Cosgrove. Back to the top for this Surfers team as Cosgrove steps in 1-for-1 with a single to left his first time and was eliminated on Durrington's fielder's choice to short. Cosgrove, the shortstop for much of the season, moved over to third when Takahashi came up to Div 1. And takes a curveball in the inside corner. 68-mile-an-hour big curveball from Nit for strike one. Outfield straight up against Cosgrove. One of the most dangerous hitters in the league this year, as he was last year, as the 0-1 is a breaking ball in the dirt, and Cosgrove finds himself behind 0-2. Cosgrove's regular season, which we didn't have time to cover, a 444 average, 786 slugging, and a 1.34 OPS, 5 home runs to his name. And the 0-2 is fastball upstairs, 84. Cosgrove spits on it for ball one. And Nit ready to work. Here's the 1-2. And that pitch down and away. And that'll make it 2-2 on Andy Cosgrove. Cosgrove also boasting 3 home runs this postseason. No one else with more than 1, I believe, across the 4 teams. And the pitch is cracked into left field. And another one, almost identical to the ball he hit in the first. A couple of hops in front of Duncan. And Cosgrove 2 for 2. So he continues his absolute tear this postseason. He'll go to 11 for 24, so hitting near 500.
he'll be unhappy that he's not barreling it, getting on base. He won't be, those memories will be quickly fading.
So it's the young Max Durrington center fielder with 1 on and 1 out. See if the Blue Wave test Ashby again. And immediately they do. First pitch, ball in the dirt, Ashby throw down, gonna be close, and Cosgrove there. Perfect throw maybe gets him, but Cosgrove too quick for anything less, and finds himself at second base as the first pitch to Durrington was downstairs for ball 1. Durrington 409 this postseason, and 400 with a 568 slugging in the regular season. Durrington and Wes Wilford sort of spearheading the new blood for the Blue Wave. Both just teenagers. As Durrington spits on ball 2, an 84-mile-an-hour fastball above the zone. And Surfers in business here with the heart of the order and speed on the bases. Like we said before, every run counts in this game. And you have to think that Cosgrove would test any of the 3 arms out there on a ball in front of an outfielder, as Durrington looks at strike 1 from Nitt. Nitt having to work just a little bit harder here in the 3rd, but still throwing quite efficiently. 34 pitches, 24 strikes for Nitt. Cosgrove away from second, and the 2-1 to Durrington is a breaking ball on the outside corner. Durrington not a huge fan of the call, but the count now even. It's Jai Diebel on deck. And it'll be a 2-2 from Nitt here. Big pitch to Max Durrington. Fastball upstairs, and Durrington has no problem laying off. Count runs full. So the top of the Blue Wave order putting a little bit of pressure on Reese Nitt. And you've got Gomez sort of keeping Cosgrove close there at second. Opens up the left side for Durrington, who hit a ball that way as last time. Just happened to be in Gomez's direction. And he swings through a breaking ball in the dirt. Good pitch from Nitt. And Durrington in swing mode goes through it for out number 2. So it'll be Jai Diebel to see if he can knock in Surfer's first run with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Diebel 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. And a 308 average in the regular season. First pitch is a curveball in there for strike 1. Diebel not a fan of that call. But right back into it. Gomez now playing well behind Cosgrove. And it's Melander holding him on at second instead. And pitches on the outside corner. Another one that Diebel doesn't particularly appear to agree with. And we've seen that from both sides now. Pitches off the outside corner that the hitters haven't liked. So Diebel in an 0-2 hole. And we'll see, because he's got something, or steps out. We'll see if he's able to get bat on ball here and move Cosgrove around with Harry White on deck. Big spot here for both teams. Top of the 3rd inning, 0-0, Grand Final Game 1. Fastball upstairs, and Diebel goes right through it. And Nitt, with a little bit of emotion coming off the mound there, getting out of trouble. Touching 85 on that one. And so the tennis match goes back to Ricky Diebel as we go to the bottom of the 3rd, 0-0.
We'll be taking a quick little break here, and we'll be back with the next inning.
So back here, bottom of the third inning, it'll be Redlands 1, 2, and 3 hitters against Ricky Diebel. Ryan Duncan to lead off. And first pitch, big slow curveball that Duncan spins away from. So it's ball 1 from Ricky Diebel. Diebel worked into and out of trouble in the first and second innings and has run up his pitch count a little bit. That was pitch number 44 rather. And that's pitch number 45 downstairs for ball 2. Duncan first at bat rolled over to second base and is 0 for 1 today. So the 2-0 is another one in the dirt. 3-0 to Duncan with Gomez on deck. Wind's fairly calm out there. Flags were moving towards right field earlier today, now settled. And it's a 4-pitch walk to start the third rather. And so we'll see what Redlands does here in a 0-0 game. Does Gomez lay down a bunt or does he swing away? Gomez hardline drive to Wes Wilford, who wasn't able to handle it in the first. And so he's 1 for 1 with a single. Paul Walsh holding Duncan aboard and Cosgrove about even with the bag at third and looking ready to charge on any bunt attempt. And Gomez not bunting and takes ball 1 down. So that's 5 balls in a row from Diebel.
Surprised Andy doesn't come all the way onto the grass to really force that bunt defense.
Good block from Lakeo as Duncan stays put. And Gomez now having not shown bunt the first 2 pitches. No reason for Andy at this stage to come any farther in as Kevin Fenn goes out for chat with Diebel. No action of any kind in the Surfers bullpen at this point, but Fenn just checking on his starting pitcher. Fenn looks like just trying to relax Diebel out there. Have a little laugh.
I think he's taken the weight off his shoulders and he's taken the bag back to the dugout with him. Taking all the pressure off him. Keeping it lighthearted.
Gomez back into the box for a 2-0. Duncan, not typically a speed threat, away from first. And pitches grounded up the middle, just past Takahashi into center field. So a great effort from the Surfer shortstop. He's frustrated that he wasn't able to get to it, but a clean single for Gomez puts runners on first and second with no one out for Redlands, and Tyson Zamora, the dangerous center fielder, steps to the plate. Great effort from Takahashi there, just under his glove. So Diebel right back in trouble here in the third, and there is some action now in the Surfers' pen as Diebel throws over to first. And it looks like it might be Josh Warner out there. Yep, that's Josh Warner. Getting loose for Surfers. Duncan away from second, Gomez from first. Takahashi creeps in behind Duncan, opens up the left side, and Zamora hits one that way, but in the air. It's Jai Diebel out there, camped underneath it, and makes the catch. Duncan fakes a tag, but nothing doing. And so a good out for Ricky Diebel as the runners stay put. And so it's 1 away now for the catcher, Ashby. Zamora now 1 for 2 on the day. Ashby walked his first time.
And that's Ollie in the chat all the way from France. He's probably watching the live stream during his class time, getting in trouble.
No more detentions, Ollie.
I appreciate the dedication. Schoolwork comes first, though. I do agree, Owen is the best commentator ever.
(1-0) from Diebel coming with one out here, and that is flied into right center field. It looks like it's going to be Harry White, and he's camped underneath it. So Duncan moves to third on the fly ball to right, but Gomez no chance to move to second. And all of a sudden, Diebel again in a position to potentially get out of this inning if he can get through Kyle Pike. Pike 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And runners on the corners now, 2 outs. You wonder, do you send Gomez? Duncan, as I mentioned, not a huge speed threat from third. And so you could imagine Lakeo taking a shot at just throwing him out if they go for the double steal. And big slow curveball is upstairs, 64 miles an hour there from Ricky Diebel for ball 1. Diebel now 54 pitches as he goes over to first, and Gomez caught off balance, but luckily close enough to just sort of fall back to the bag there. Duncan having a laugh over at third. So Diebel looks in. 2 outs, runners on the corners here, bottom of the third. Gomez, bit more of a lead away from first. And that pitch is called, strike on the outside corner. Another one that Pike not a huge fan of. Asking if that's the edge. So it's a 1-1 now coming to Kyle Pike. And that ball off Jerry's glove. Gomez to second, but Duncan no chance to move up. So Lakeo unable to corral the high fastball from Diebel, and the ball popped straight up in the air, which gave Gomez time to go down to second. Not worth the risk for Lakeo to make the throw, and nowhere for Duncan to go there as the ball landed right at Lakeo's feet. So 2-1 now with the base open. And the pitch, another ball in the dirt blocked by Lakeo, who has had to work tonight. And Lakeo flexing his throwing hand there. That block probably caught him a little bit behind the glove, indicating to Diebel that he's okay. But now 3-1 to Pike. So big pitch coming from Diebel, not wanting to lose the battle here and load the bases again, but also not wanting to groove a ball to Pike just because it's 3-1. Gomez pretty speedy at second base. You have to imagine he would have a crack at scoring on a single. And the 3-1 is taken downstairs, ball 4, asking for a check. And the umpire at first says no swing. So Pike aboard with a walk, and that'll bring Dan Turner to the plate with the bases loaded. So Turner with the bases loaded, something we've already seen in this game. His first at-bat, a sort of dribbler towards Takahashi, who made a brilliant throw across the diamond to Walsh off of 1 foot, and Walsh with a great pick to get out of the first inning as Diebel just misses the edge for ball 1. Diebel now up to 59 pitches. Warner in the bullpen with his warm-up jersey off And that pitch is cracked into right field. Harry White drifts over and he's underneath it, and that'll do it. So Diebel showing some emotion coming off the mound, as did Nitt last inning, working out of trouble again. Another tightrope walk from Ricky Diebel, and the Surfers defense keeps this game at 0-0 as we go to the top of the fourth. And if cheese memes there is Cody, we'll let Jerry know that you were watching.
Cheese memes. It's hard to know who's watching with all these different
pseudonyms.
Yeah, the YouTube profile names. I'll have to make a note of that. As we tick over 130 plus viewers, I want to thank everybody tuning in. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel. We are live again on Sunday for Game 2.
As well as Division 2.
Yes, Division 2 at 11. Correct. Cannot forget them. Their Grand Final Sunday at 11. We will be live streaming that game as well with Owen and myself. Make sure you're tuning in prior to the Div 1 game at 2 p.m.
So it's Harrison White, 0 for 1 with a strikeout in this game so far, digging in against Nitt. Nitt's thrown 40 pitches in this game to this point as we start the top of the fourth. 29 strikes for Nitt, so working at about a 74% strike ratio, which is extremely high as he adds to that ratio with a big curveball for strike one.
That one had some movement on it.
White steps out, steps back in. And breaking ball down and away for ball one. So Nitt looks like he was going sort of standard pitching, attack with the fastball early and out pitches the breaking ball the first time through the lineup. Now looking like he's starting to reverse pitch a little bit here. Some more first pitch off speed, coming back to the fastball late. And fastball there from White, grounded towards short. Gomez plays it on a hop and over to first to retire Harry White. So that's the first out for Surfers as Jerry Lacayo will dig in. Lacayo 1 for 1, singled to right center field his first time. Curveball down and away, appeal over to first. Umpire says no swing. So Lacayo ahead in the count, 1-0. Interestingly, this Surfers team, last time they won a GBL championship in Division 1 was 6 years ago, and Jerry Lacayo was also the catcher on that team. So some Grand Final experience for him in Australia. And he bounces one towards Gomez as well, who backs up, plays it on a hop, and makes the throw across to retire Lacayo. So a couple of clean plays from Anthony Gomez will bring Ricky Diebel to the plate. We'll see if he can help out his own cause here. And an update on the bullpen situation. Warner back over on the dugout, over near the dugout rather than in the pen, and with his warm-up back on. So we'll see if Diebel's back out there to start the fourth, or if Warner's simply ready to go. And Diebel takes a first pitch breaking ball for ball 1. And the 1-0 is a fastball upstairs. Diebel ahead 2-0 now. John Hall Walsh on deck. Characteristic loss of control here the last couple of pitches. Diebel in the driver's seat, 3-0. Have to imagine he will not be offering it this one. Nit with a clean line so far. No walks to this point. And Diebel takes a fastball on the outer edge to run the count to 3-1. So still in the driver's seat here. And it's ready. Diebel's ready. The 3-1 is a fastball fouled straight back. Diebel upset with himself for missing that one. That might have been his pitch to hit. So the count will go 3-2 here. And it's these little changes, even if nothing came of the inning, if Diebel were to get on base here, John Hall Walsh works a 5 or 6 pitch at bat. It's those little things that can get Nit out of the game a little earlier, give the Blue Wave a chance to get into the Rays bullpen. And Diebel does just that, takes a ball downstairs. Good take on an off-speed pitch for ball 4. So it'll be John Hall Walsh to the plate as Nit crosses the 50 pitch barrier. He's at 51 now. And Hall Walsh 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 2 outs here, top of the 4th in this Game 1 of the GBL Grand Final Series, Division 1. Diebel off on the first pitch. It's a curveball down and no throw from Ashby as Diebel gets a great jump. And so the Blue Wave continue to test the Redlands catcher. And so now the dugout gets lively. The dugout lively here as John Hall Walsh digs in with a chance to get the Blue Wave on the board. Crowd getting lively here. Dugout getting lively. As Nit throws a fastball by Walsh for strike 1. Hall Walsh. Zamora, who was last time shading towards right center, this time just shaded towards left center, opens up the right center field gap for Hall Walsh a little bit. And Diebel away from second. Fastball fouled back by John Hall Walsh, fouled off the screen. So 1-2 now on Hall Walsh. Big pitch for Nit here. See if he can get out of trouble. Have to imagine Hall Walsh will be getting his best. Diebel off to third and a fastball right past John Hall Walsh. The hardest ball that Nit has thrown today, 86 miles an hour on that one. As Hall Walsh upset with himself. And nothing doing from the Surfers rally there. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Great pitchers duel developing here in Windsor. 0-0.
And I just want to take a quick shout out to the Redlands Rays fans for tuning in this evening. I've just been sent a photo of the Division 2 Rough Tails with the live stream in the backyard. Obviously the boys on a few cold beverages. That setup is amazing. Big shout out to you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. and wish you all the best in your grand final on Monday at Southern Stars at 7 p.m. against the Beenleigh Hawks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Big shout out.
And thank you, Greg Cosgrove, presumed family member of Andy's, shouting out Washington, USA. For those Aussies who don't know, you've got Washington State in the Northwest, which is where Andy's from. And then you got DC, which is the capital, which is on the East Coast. I love having the American guys here. I grew up in the States, as some of you may have picked up from the accent. So love having these boys around. And we've been lucky to have Andy the last couple of years. Stretching my memory a little, but for those who don't know about Cosgrove, was drafted 17th round, I believe, as a catcher to the Minnesota Twins organization. And played there for a while and has traveled the world playing ball. I believe he was in London before he came down here. And then, of course, has a side career as a TV celebrity. Love Island Season 5. Love Island Australia Season 5.
That is must-watch TV.
So it'll be Melander, followed by Crooks and Humble for Redlands to lead off the bottom of the fourth. That's 7, 8, 9, then back around to the top as the first pitch lashed towards first base and past a diving Deeble into the right field corner. Harrison White running over the right field corner as Melander makes the turn at second base. And he's gonna go for third. The throw from Wilford, it's gonna be in time! In time from Wilford to throw out Melander by daylight. Melander not even close. Walked into the tag from Cosgrove. It looked like he hesitated around second, must have been getting a signal from his third base coach to go and doubting it and kicking himself now as Wilford put one on the money to Cosgrove there.
If you're the Redland Rays, you don't hate that move. That could have really cracked this game open if it pulled it off, but that's a very big throw to make, and they hit it right on the money.
As strike one from Deeble. I gotta say, I hear what you're saying, John, about getting a runner to third, but cardinal rule, never make the first or third out at third base. Also, I'm not sure if it was a test of young Wilford out there, but that play was not close. Not a play where you would, as the third base coach, be saying, you know, you'd be kicking yourself after that, I would imagine.
Yeah, in hindsight,
and it took an excellent throw from West to make it not that close, but you can see Melander's frustration stepping off the bag as that ball's grounded. Another ball past a diving Deeble into right field, which now makes that play look worse. So Deeble dove to his left, dove to his right, didn't make either play. But minimal damage done because of the nice relay from, and you can't count out the relay from Harry White over there in the right field corner, who did a nice job to put one on the money to Wilford.
So yeah, that's insult to injury there. If they did have a runner on second, that probably would have scored.
And we know Wilford has an arm, also developing as a catcher. Not sure what he's going to develop into in terms of position play as an adult, but you know, not a second baseman with a weak arm over there by any means. So just unfortunate play for Redlands, and worked out well for the Blue Wave. As Gomez dunks one into center field, Durrington in front of it. Jumps in front of Durrington rather for base hit as Durrington flashes the glove to try and confuse Crooks. Crooks doesn't take the bait. And now again, that ball in the corner. Melander likely sitting in the dugout thinking, I should be back in the dugout having scored the first run
and
at this point.
My teammates.
Exactly. So Fenn's seen 3 balls hit well in a row off Deeble, and Warner back over in the pen. as Fenn has a chat to his starter. Back to the top of the Redlands order here with Duncan. First and second, one out.
Also chatting with Jerry and what he's seen.
Long conference on the mound for the Blue Wave. Kevin Fenn taking all his time. And gives a signal to Warner, presumably having him be ready to go as soon as he can. So Diebel has danced on that tightrope into and out of trouble all game, and he finds himself in trouble again. At the top of the order, Cosgrove now giving signals from third. Potentially bunt signals, determining who's going to cover where. So if Duncan were to lay a bunt down towards third and Cosgrove charges, someone's got to be covering third base on that play. And Diebel throws over to first. One other note here, it looks like Hall Walsh has been removed from the game. You've had Jai Diebel move from left over to first. And it looks like Scott Cronin out there into the game and left. Fastball inside from Diebel. So 1-0 now on Duncan. Duncan 0 for 1 today, grounded to second and walked. It's Takahashi holding Crooks on at second. Big gap on the left side. Outfield just about straight up, Darrington shaded towards right. As Duncan takes strike one. Big spot here. Nitt has cruised through his 4 innings for the most part, and Diebel been working into and out of trouble. Surfer scratching and clawing to stay in this game at 0-0. As Lakeo makes a nice block, and count runs to 2-1. One away here, and could have been worse for those who missed it. Kynan Melander lashed the ball into the right field corner, went for 3, and Harrison White and Wes Wilford in right field and second base threw him out by about 20 feet as he walked into Cosgrove's tag at third. That was to start the inning, and that was quickly followed by singles from Crooks and Humble. As Duncan takes just downstairs, Diebel not overly happy with the call. Count goes to 3-1. With Anthony Gomez on deck, he's 2 for 2 today, so not who you want at the plate if Duncan were to reach. See what Diebel does here on 3-1. And that pitch is popped into shallow left field. Cronin being tested early, and he's underneath it, no worries. So when you enter games like this, the ball's gonna find you, and it does find Scott Cronin in left, who makes the easy catch. And so now 2 away. And it's going to be Gomez, and he will not see Ricky Diebel. It looks like he's going to see Josh Warner as Fenn out to the mound for the second time.
So a good effort by Ricky Diebel. No runs coming across the play. You've got to respect that. But Kevin's seen enough and will bring in Warner to relieve him.
So we'll see what happens here. So Diebel's final line, 3 2/3 rather, scattering 6 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, and to this point, no runs. Now the 2 runners on base would be charged to Ricky should they score. As Warner is not responsible for those runners, we'll see if he's able to get out of this without any damage. And we'll give you Josh Warner's season numbers. So Warner joined the team late this year, but contributed 15 innings, allowing 7 earned runs, 16 strikeouts, and 8 walks to the tune of a 4.11 ERA. And so far in the playoffs, has been quite clean. 8 1/3 innings, scattering 6 hits, 1 run, 9 punchouts, 2 walks, and that's a 1.08 ERA. So Warner's gotten himself into a good position here and has found his groove at the right time. As many of you may know, Josh Warner used to be part of the Phillies organization when he was younger, pitched in the ABL for a number of years here, most recently for the Canberra Cavalry, and was teammates for a time with the Redlands starter Reese Nitt. Has a fastball that in its heyday touched about 92. We'll see where he sits tonight. And features a number of other pitches as well, including a sinker, slider, and curve as he bounces back-to-back warm-up pitches here. So big matchup here in this game, 0-0, bottom of the 4th, as Anthony Gomez will come to the plate. Warner is ready. Beckham Crooks away from second, and Byron Humble away from first. Gomez 2 for 2 today, couple of balls hit hard up the middle. One off of Wes Wilfer's glove, one just under a diving Takahashi to the other side of second. And believe he is one of Redlands' international imports. This is what you bring these guys over for, to come up big in these situations. It's what Cosgrove, Lakeo have done all year long for surfers, as Gomez swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. 77 miles an hour on that one from Josh Warner. And big slow curveball bounce towards Cosgrove at third. He's going to race Crooks to the bag and win that race. So Warner 2 pitches to get out of trouble. Nice play from Andy Cosgrove to finish it off. And again, the Surfers defense dances out of trouble. 0-0 as we go to the 5th. I'll tell you what, we'll see how this game goes, but that base running gaff there is looming large at the moment. You have to think.
A little bit of wind out of their sails, knowing that they dropped 1 run at least.
And of course, you can never assume that they would have gone single right after that hit. You know, maybe Deeble buckles down and throws some different pitches. You can never assume the same outcomes, but runner on second, nobody out versus 1 out and no one on. Big difference in that inning.
So low-scoring affair this evening. Pitcher duel. See how long Reese Nitt lasts. Hopefully, at the bottom of the Surfers order, they can get on base here and get around for the top of the order. Do some damage.
We'll give you some of Nitt's numbers from this season, which we didn't have a chance to do. So Nitt in the regular season, 107 2/3 innings to the tune of a 12-2 record, scattered 88 hits, 29 earned runs, 137 strikeouts, and 20 walks. So the 20 walks and the 88 hits will put his whip right around 1 and an ERA of 2.42 for him. And in the postseason, Nitt's dialed it up. He had 1 start, 7 innings, scattered 8 hits, only 1 run, and 4 strikeouts. So it's going to be the young Wes Wilford and Takahashi in the 8-9 hole before we come back around to Cosgrove here in the top of the 5th.
Decent crowds turn out this evening. It's spread out over this large complex.
Curveball in for strike 1.
But yeah, everybody's turned out tonight. Not a packed house, but this is probably the largest crowd, just a little bit spread out compared to the Rapids and Surfers we've seen lately.
You have to figure it'd be a packed house at most other fields. It's just Windsor's home field is the professional stadium with a lot more seating as Wilfred swings through strike 2.
Windsor winning their bid to host the final series this season. I assume that with a full weekend of games, there's going to be a lot of patrons coming to the ground, supporting their teams. It's a great field to do it.
And fastball upstairs, right past Wes Wilfred, who goes down on 3 pitches. And so it'll be Takahashi to the plate. So Wilfred 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs today. Joins a couple of his teammates in that category, as Nit is just 9 punch-outs here through 4 1/3. And Takahashi to the plate, he's 0 for 1 today. And fastball up near the chin for ball 1. I believe it was Takahashi who dunked one into center field, only to be robbed by a diving Zamora. And it'll be a 1-0. And fastball grounded hard towards second base as Melander picks it cleanly and throws over the first for the second out. So 2 quick outs for Reese Nitt here in the 5th. As he just crosses 60 pitches. So working very efficiently, and it'll be Cosgrove to the plate, 2 for 2, 2 singles to left field in nearly the same spot today. And curveball up and in for ball 1. Cosgrove now his postseason line of .458 average, .833 slugging. He has been a very tough out. And takes a curveball downstairs, that's ball 2. Nitt being careful with Cosgrove. And the young Durrington on deck.
Cosgrove, last season's MVP award winner. Almost a shoo-in again to win it back-to-back.
See what award goes to Harry White, who definitely deserves one as well. And fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Not a pitch that Cosgrove wants on 2-0.
I think if he breaks the home run record, he should get the MVP award, but unfortunately just only tying it this season.
I think Harry had 9, correct? The
Correct, he was going
10?
for 10.
Yeah. I think Diebel is tied at 10. With Andy Udding, I believe, is the other
Correct.
Surfers member with 10 home runs in a season. I believe he did it in, I don't know if he even played a full season when he hit those 10 home runs. So 3-1 to Cosgrove here from Nitt. And challenges him, but the fastball stays upstairs. So Cosgrove down to first. He reaches for his 3rd time. And the baton is passed to Durrington.
So 2 outs, Bluewave going to have to do battle with only the 1 out remaining.
See if they can mount a rally here. Durrington 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Had a good at-bat last time, but swung through a changeup on 3-2. Good pitch from Nitt. Cosgrove away from first. You wonder if he goes again. As Durrington cracks one out towards left field, and Duncan's got a beat on it, and he's underneath it. And that'll do it for the top of the 5th. So 2 outs, Cosgrove walk, and 1 more out, and that is a quick top of the 5th for Surfers. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 0-0.
So just a error on my account. The GBL Div 2 starts at 11:15 on Sunday, not at 11.
We're just getting that information now.
The
So no.
live stream will probably start at 11 o'clock, but the game will start at 11:15. That's my out in my error. Thank you, Mark, for reminding us. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in.
So it's Tyson Zamora, followed by Ashby and Pike, 3-4-5 for Redlands. Zamora 1 for 2 today. And he'll face Warner. Warner drops a breaking ball in there for strike 1. And the 0-1 is chop foul, 74 miles an hour from Warner there. I don't think we've seen a fastball from him yet. And he's quickly ahead 0-2. And the 0-2, another off-speed pitch for strike 3. And the ball goes quickly around the infield and back to Warner as Ashby comes to the plate. Ashby 0 for 1 with a walk. So 0-0 here. Bottom of the 5th, game moving quickly. I believe even in the final, we're still on a 2.5-hour curfew for the game, which started at 7. So something to keep in mind as we progress through the later innings. As Warner pops one in the dirt for ball 2. Swings through strike 1. And Ashby fouls that one back off the screen. So Warner now evens up the count at 2-2. Getting chillier out here now as the night sets in. Warner long looking to decide what he wants to throw. He's on the same page as the Kyle, comes set. And the 2-2 pitch is upstairs for ball 3. So full count now to Ashby. And breaking ball on the outside edge. Great location from Warner. And Ashby goes down looking. So that's the second out of the inning. And you have to think that Warner, who, although he probably isn't going to touch 92 anymore, could put a fastball somewhere in the 80s range, who has not thrown a ball over 80 miles an hour yet. As he drops a breaking ball in, big curveball, 65 for strike one. Could be saving up here to just go the distance, because historically for this Surfers team the last couple of years he's been used out of the pen for an inning or two at the end of the game. And he's sort of in more of a long relief role here as he throws another big slow curveball over the corner for strike two, and Pike is down 0-2.
Warner doing a great job.
And we'll see if he can get out of the inning 3 straight punch-outs. And big curveball upstairs. So he's gone 65, 69, 71 those 3 pitches. And we'll see if Pike can battle back here. 1-2 coming from Warner. And that one off the edge. That one touches 80. And had a bit of that sink motion. So 2-2 now. And fastball on the outside corner. Warner sits Pike down looking. And Redlands are retired in order by the strikeout. The Surfers dugout amped up, and we're going to go to the 6th. Back and forth this game goes, still 0-0. So Jai Diebel digs in against Reese Nitt here in the top of the 6th. Game headed towards the twilight innings, and still nobody's crossed the plate for either side. First pitch from Nitt is Diebel shows bunt, and did go around looking to bunt for a base hit here, something that Jai Diebel is known to do on occasion, but Nitt throws the curveball by him for strike one. And Dan Turner backs right up at third base. Now a couple of steps in to come about even with the bag, as is Humble at first. So Diebel's drawn the infield in, just slightly. Big gap up the middle as Melander's shaded towards the right side. And curveball inside, stays inside for ball one. Diebel 0 for 2 today, 2 strikeouts. So here comes the 1-1, and fastball is in there. Diebel upset with himself for letting that go by. 84 miles an hour for strike 2. So it'll be Diebel, Harry White, and Jerry Lacayo, the 3-4-5 hitters for Surfers, to lead off the top of the 6th. 1-2 coming, and Diebel hits one hard towards short. Oh, bad hop up towards Gomez, hits him in the face and rolls into left field. Diebel rounds first and comes back, but Gomez is down and hurt.
Surfers and Rays coming in to check on him. Hope he's
just a terrible hop.
too hurt.
Not sure exactly where it caught him, but it was somewhere in the head.
Calling for some ice.
Oh, that looked painful from here. Diebel did hit that ball hard, and it looked routine. Must have kicked off the lip. And nothing Gomez could do to prevent that. Looks like he's okay. He's up and standing.
Did go down and stayed down. He's a tough guy.
He's got a towel out there, just taking his time.
Coach Kevin Finn and Trent Durrington, third base. Coach out there helping, assisting with the raise, making sure he's all right.
Still toweling off the nose. Looks like it must have caught him right around the middle of the face.
Just blowing the airways clean again.
And you have to imagine Gomez does not want to come out of this game. Diebel will be credited with a single on that ball, as again, nothing Gomez could do. And he gets a healthy hand from the crowd, and he's going to stay out there. So Nit will get a couple of warm-up pitches here as Diebel is aboard to lead off the sixth. And it'll be Harry White. Gomez looks like he's ready to go out there at short. So the cleanup hitter for Surfers, Harrison White, strides to the plate.
So a little bit of a breather for both teams there as we lock back in.
We'll see if that affects Nit at all, the pause in play. White 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far. And Diebel off on the first pitch. Throw down from Ashby's a good one, and he's got him. So a great throw from Ashby to get the speedy Diebel on the first pitch of the at-bat, which is strike one to Harry White. And we talked about this before. Surfers base running, it's a double-edged sword. Stolen a couple bags tonight, haven't made the most of it, and then unfortunately nothing doing there as White chops one towards third. Dan Turner picks it up on 2 hops and throws across to first. And so Harry White showing some frustration. And so 2 quick outs for Surfers. So it'll be Lacayo at the plate, 2 outs, and no one aboard, top of the 6th here. Nit up to 72 pitches. And a fastball's in there for strike 1. Lacayo 1 for 2 today. Grounded to short and has singled to right. And curveball is inside. Count to 1-1. Gomez out at short with the towel in his back pocket. Looks okay. After that nasty hop on the ground ball by Jai Diebel. And pitch to Jerry is grounded to short. Gomez tested and passes the test, makes the throw across to first, no issues. So a clean hop there for Gomez to end the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the sixth, 0-0.
I did see this one going, being a high-scoring affair. Obviously, the Rays being the minor premiers of the season, and Surfers just being that gritty underdog. I believe they finished third in the regular season, and just never giving up, beating the Lightning 2-0 in that series, and then going 2-1 against the Rapids. Staying fresh and hot, and this game being jammed at 0-0. Bottom of the sixth. This is grand final baseball. Best of the best.
So it'll be Dan Turner leading off the bottom of the sixth for Redlands, 0 for 2 today so far. He'll be followed by Melander and Crooks. 6, 7, 8 to face Warner. And first pitch from Warner is on the outside edge for strike one. And comes right back, misses the outside edge. Count goes to 1-1 on Turner. And fastball. Turner swings underneath. Count goes to 1-2. Warner comes set quickly, ahead 1-2. And the pitch is fastball away. That touches 80 there. Count runs even. Melander 1 for 2 today on deck. And Turner laces one down the left field line. That's going to be a base hit. Cronin racing over to cut it off. Cuts it off with the slide. Turner's going to go to second. Oh no, he takes a wide turn and comes back around. And so a nice job by Scott Cronin to cut that ball off in the left field corner and keep Dan Turner at first. And so now it's Melander. Melander 1 for 2 with a double that he tried to stretch to a triple and was thrown out by a long ways, his last at bat. So Turner goes to 1 for 3 there. And Cosgrove now in at third, expecting the bunt. And Melander with a late swing fouls one off to the right side, sees it deep, and fouls it away. And breaking ball in for strike two rather. And Melander quickly down 0-2. Turner away from first, not usually a threat to run. And Warner set and delivers. And curveball away, and Melander down as quickly as he stepped into the box. He's stepping out, one away. And Crooks to the plate. Crooks singled to right his last time. And he's 1 for 2 today. And first pitch is fouled off the mask of Lakeo. He'll walk that one off. So Crooks back in, 0-1 count, 1 away. Dan Turner off for first in a 0-0 game here in the bottom of the 6th. GBL Grand Final, game 1 of 3. And Crooks drops a ball in front of Scott Cronin and left. And Turner finds himself at second, only just, almost falling for the Cronin glove fake. And so Crooks getting it done at the bottom, 2 for 3 now. And that brings Byron Humble to the plate. So first and second, 1 away. And pitch from Warner, fastball, could be 2, grounded towards Takahashi. He makes the play to second. And a bit of back and forth between the two teams, deciding whether Crooks' slide was interference on Wilford. Not a lot of argument from Surfers. It's a nice play by Takahashi there to go to second on the short chopper rather than going across to first. And for Wilford to hold his ground, make the play, at least make sure of 1. So it's first and third, 2 outs, and Ryan Duncan at the plate. Big spot. And we'll see if Warner's been saving a little bit for a moment like this.
John just coming back onto first base, holding a runner on.
Oh, big breaking ball from Warner. Big 66-mile-an-hour curveball for strike 1. Duncan 0 for 2 with a walk. Humble away from first. Turner over at third. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. And fastball, that one runs up to 84. Inside on Duncan for ball 1. And you see this a lot from some of the best pitchers in the league. They won't show you their best stuff until they need to. And Warner starting to turn the dial here with runners on first and third. And fastball, 83 miles an hour over the inside corner. Duncan doesn't like the call. Shaking his head as the count runs to 1 and 2. Warner 1 pitch away from working out of trouble again for this Blue Wave team. And he checks Humble at first, comes set. And the 1-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Great job by Josh Warner to get out of trouble.
And again, runners stranded in scoring position. A little bit of frustration maybe for the Rays. Blue Wave have got to take the momentum out of that inning.
So through 6 innings now, Redlands has left 10 men on base without scoring a run. 8 hits, no runs. Nit on the other side has stranded 5 Surfers runners and scattered 4 hits. Surfers with just the 1 error, a bobble by Ricky Diebel in the 2nd inning on a bunt play that did not lead to anything.
Surf is still without that one inning that they need to open up this game. Who's going to be the first team to break the ice? Just one run could turn the tide of this whole game.
And we're getting low on time here as well. I don't know if the rules are different at Windsor, but we are at 9 o'clock now.
Maybe grand final rulings need a result. As Ricky Dable steps back into the box.
Dable 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today. And Dable cracks one into center field right at Tyson Zamora. So well struck ball, but right at Zamora for out number 1. And Nick continues to work efficiently here. That was his 76th pitch.
Danger man. Scott Cronin coming to the plate. Still coming in for John Hall Walsh. Had some big at-bats at the Rapids in relief. DH as that one fouled straight back to us.
We'll get you some of Cronin's numbers here from the year. So he was battling an injury for a lot of the season, and only 6 at-bats, no hits in those 6 at-bats during his time at Div 1, but 4 walks to give him a 400 on base percentage as he takes a curveball off the edge. Called a strike, and so that'll go 0-2. 3 for 9 as 3 for 9 in the playoffs so far, and as John mentioned, 3 big hits as he grounds one foul towards the Surfers dugout. Still 0-2. We're getting the pointy end of this game. Neither team has broken it open. It stares in. And fastball, Cronin called out looking. Maybe looking for something different there as Nitt sits him down. That'll be 2 away now. And the young Wes Wilford to the plate. So that's 10 strikeouts now for Nitt through 6 2/3. Another sparkling outing from him to this point. As Wilford looks at strike 1. So Nitt again out in front of these Surfers hitters. Wilford 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Takahashi on deck, and then it's back to the top with Cosgrove, who is 2 for 2 today. And fastball upstairs, 1-1.
So crucial with these next 2 batters. With Andy coming up 2 for 2, his hot bat. Wesley can get around to second.
1-1 coming to Wilford. And breaking ball stays in. Wilford always calm in the box, controlled, collected for such a young player at this level. For those who know Juan Soto, the Padres star. You'll see a little bit of Soto shuffle with Wilford from time to time as he dunks one towards the right field gap, and it's down off the glove of Crooks. And throw coming back into first, Wilford gets his way back. And so he dunks a single into right field. Nice job by Wes Wilford to break the schneid. And a great effort from Beckham Crooks out there in right. Looked like he got a glove to it, but just sort of trapped it, and then it slipped away from the glove by about 5 feet. Wilford took a big turn thinking he might be able to go to second, and if that ball had bounced over Crooks, he might have been looking at third. But a nice job by Crooks to hold him to a single, and it'll be Takahashi now, the shortstop, with Cosgrove lurking on deck here in the 7th. So Surfers with a little bit of 2-out life here. As Takahashi doesn't like the call, but it's strike one, fastball in the lower part of the plate.
I don't see Surfers sending Wesley to second, having had a few stolen base taken away with some good throws by the catcher.
And pitches off the corner, fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think they'll put their faith in Atsuki, trying to get a hit here, try and move the runners around for Andy to come up next.
Takahashi 0 for 2 today. Wilford away from first. Knit, set, and ready. And pitch is fast, curveball rather, drops over the inside corner. Atsuki spins away from it. So a good curveball from Knit, who would have been seeing that reaction to that pitch, and if I'm catching, he's throwing the same thing. Oh, he goes with a fastball. Takahashi not looking for it, and he takes strike 3. So Knit works out of the minor jam and erases Wilford's single. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Surfers 0, Redlands 0.
Warner comes back out to the mound for another stint. The Redland Rays have got to be thinking to themselves, what do we do here to get that runner home? Plenty of runners on base. What do you think their thought process is here?
I think it's a big inning for him. You got the heart of the order. So Duncan ended the last inning, if I remember correctly. It'll be Gomez. Yep, Duncan ended the last inning. So it'll be 2-3-4 for Redlands, which is Gomez, Zamora, and Ashby. And they also know that Surfers has 1-2-3 coming up in the 8th. So this is a big inning for the Rays. But you also figure that Warner knows that as well. And we saw from his work against Duncan that he is keeping a bit of gas in the tank when there's nobody on, knowing that he's had to go a little longer. And so we'll see if he turns the dial here against the heart of this Redlands order. Gomez 2 for 3 today. He's had a good day. So it'll be Anthony Gomez, the shortstop for Redlands. For those who missed it, a couple innings ago, took a ball off the face that Jai Diebel hit out at short. Just a tough hop, nothing he could do about it. It was down on the ground for about a minute or two and wiping the face with a towel. We didn't see exactly where it hit him as he takes a curveball down for strike 1. So we'll see if that affects his at-bat in any way. He looked fine later that inning when he made a play across and has hit a couple of balls hard today. Pitches a fastball. Check over to first, and no, he did not. So 2 balls and no strikes now to the Redlands shortstop. Big at bat here. Bottom of the 7th in this game, 1 of the best of 3 GBL Grand Final. The 2-0 is spiked by Warner. And so quickly 3-0 on Gomez. And in a 0-0 game with not a lot of offense, we'll see if they green light him here or trust the bats behind him. And it looked like taking all the way. Strike one from Warner. Still a hitter's count for Gomez. Warner comes set, changes his mind. And so now it'll be a 3-1. And curveball just misses upstairs. And so Gomez finds his way aboard via the walk. And that'll bring Zamora to the plate. 1 for 3 today. Warner punched out Zamora his last time. And pitches a fastball in the outside corner. Zamora not a fan of the call. And did not show bunt in a 0-0 game in the 7th. Redlands trusting his bat here. Cosgrove in on the lip at third. And Diebel in a step from first. And fastball upstairs. Zamora again not bunting. So 1-1 here, and throw over. Gomez back in time. Gomez leads away from first now. Zamora looking in. And curveball grounded down towards first. Diebel steps on the bag, that's one. Play at second, safe. So Gomez just under the tag. Good speed from the Redlands shortstop to keep him out of a double play there, and a nice play by Jai Diebel to pick up the out at first. A couple of balls have gone under Diebel's glove just on diving attempts that he wasn't able to reach, and a big time to grab one there. So runner on second now, the same effect as if Zamora had bunted with one away. And it's Ashby to the plate, 0 for 2 today with a walk. And curveball is in there for strike one. Big slow hook from Warner. That was Warner's 40th pitch of the night. Recent hit still a pretty low pitch count, 88 pitches through 7. And curveball spins away. And Lakeo unable to handle it, so that might be a pass ball or a wild pitch. Didn't hit the dirt there, uncharacteristic from Lakeo. But a breaker yanked by Warner, and Gomez moves up to third. And so now with Nit on the mound, and Surfers having not shown any signs of significant life against him, the infield moves in. And pitches a fastball upstairs. 2-1 now on Ashby. So runner on third, 1 out. And we talked about this at the start of the game. Any ball that gets past Lakeo at this point, it is a hard brick backstop back there. So if Warner's quick to the plate and Gomez is going, we'll have a play on. And flied into right field. Gomez tagging at third. Looks like it might be deep enough. Harry White's going to make a big throw to home. Play at the plate. And Gomez is underneath it. a run across now for the Rays. And the way Reese Nitt's been pitching, you have to hope that that's not just going to be enough. Lakeo quite upset with himself there. As soon as that run crossed the plate, showing some emotion, frustrated at the ball that got by, that allowed Gomez to be on third for that flyout. And first pitch is strike one to Pike. So Pike 0 for 2. 2 strikeouts and a walk today. And Warner up to 85 on the gun on that one. Warner's starting to unleash a little bit here in the later innings, and the count goes 0-2. And breaking ball skied into shallow right. Looks like Harry White's camped underneath it, and he's going to make the play, but not before Redlands pushes a run across. And Redlands will take a 1-0 lead now in game 1 here into the 8th. But it'll be the Surfers' top of the order coming to greet Reese Nitt as he goes back out to the mound.
We'll take a short break. We'll be back with the top of the 8th.
All right, back here, top of the 8th, it'll be Andy Cosgrove. Surfers star third baseman to lead it off. 1, 2, and 3 for Surfers after Redlands finally pushes a run across in the bottom of the 7th. Reese Nitt looks in. Cosgrove 2 for 2 today with a walk. And Nitt is ready. And first pitch to Cosgrove, grounded towards short. Gomez picks it cleanly, throw across, and Cosgrove is retired on 1 pitch. So not an ideal start for the Blue Wave as 1 pitch, 1 out for Nitt, who's still under 90 pitches here through 7 1/3. And it'll be Max Darrington, the young center fielder, up next for Surfers. Darrington 0 for 3 today with a strikeout. And Darrington looks at strike 1, fastball. Nitt dialed in now, having a 1-0 lead and wanting to protect it. Darrington wanting to do whatever he can. Find his way on base. Got what looks like a curious plover out there in right center field. Figure if Darrington hits one right around where the plover is, he's looking at 2 or 3 bases. And he skies one towards left. Gomez running over towards the line and does a nice job to make the catch. So 2 quick outs at the top of the order for Surfers. That'll bring Jai Diebel to the plate. Jai Diebel 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and a ground ball single to short. That was the ball that caught Gomez in the face earlier today. Gomez otherwise has been very clean over there at short. And first pitch from Mitt is a breaking ball off the outside corner. So Diebel ahead 1-0. Harry White on deck, leader of the GBL in home runs this year, followed by Jerry Lacayo. Diebel hits one high and deep into right field. Looks back. It's gone! Diebel tied the game in the bottom of the 8th, top of the 8th. A huge swing for Surfers, and this game goes 1 apiece.
With a swing of the bat, ties it up. Then the Blue Wave have life.
Cool as ever, Jai Diebel coming into his teammates, and all of a sudden we are back to square one. What a swing.
I'm not sure how many home runs he's had this season, but that was clutch.
Diebel 2 home runs this year, 10 home runs last year, but that one bigger than all of them combined. And first pitch to Harry White is a strike, fastball in the inside corner. New life for Surfers.
Just when the Rays think that that could have been the icing on the cake, Jai Diebel smashes the cake.
And Harry White takes a curveball for strike 2. That's Power Alley out here at Windsor. So the Blue Wave played a game last year, which was a fantastic, amazing offensive battle between Windsor and the Blue Wave that ended in about 18-17, and about 7 or 8 home runs were hit, most of them in that direction. As Harry White looks at an 0-2 and swings through a breaking ball. And Nick comes off the mound, furious with himself for allowing that home run to Diebel. So a huge, huge hit for Jai Diebel to bring Surfers back level. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-1.
Baby Jerry.
So it's Dan Turner, followed by Kynan Nylander here in the bottom of the 8th for Redlands. 1-1 here in this best-of-3 first game GBL Division I Grand Final. For those who missed it, in the bottom of the 7th, Redlands pushed the first run across on a sacrifice fly from Ashby, the catcher, and that Surfers responded with a 2-out right center field solo home run by Jai Diebel to tie the game at 1. Not a lot of offense tonight, but a brilliant pitcher's duel. Surfers has tiptoed in and out and in and out and in and out of trouble all night. And Nit has cruised until Jai Diebel's homer. As Warner starting to ramp it up here in the 8th. 83 miles an hour past Dan Turner. And the count goes to 0-2. Warner ready right away. And fastball fisted up the middle. Wilfred with a jump throw towards first. But no play there, not enough momentum. So a nice job by Wilford to keep it in the infield. And unfortunate for Surfers that Turner was able to reach on a ball blooped in that direction. And so now it'll be Melander. And we'll see if Warner turns the dial even more. Surfers with some action in the pen. Looks like maybe Doug Breeze out there as Melander chops one foul. And it looks like Matt Boyce also heading out towards the pen. And we talked a little bit about this Blue Wave firepower in terms of the guys in the bullpen. And might have a chance to see some more of it tonight, depending on what happens. And breaking pitches outside, 1-1 now to Melander.
I hope you're enjoying this battle this evening. Everyone tuning in, sticking around.
And fastball chopped, foul. Melander seeing it very deep. Good ability to get barrel on ball, seeing it that deep into the zone, but fouls it away there. 1-2 now. On the Redlands second baseman as Warner steps off. And the 1-2 breaking ball, did he go? Yes, he did. And the appeal down to first is confirmed. First base umpire punches out Melander. And so one away now as Crooks comes to the plate. Crooks, the 8 hitter for Redlands, humble on deck. Which means if this game is still tied heading to the bottom of the ninth, they'll have the heart of the order coming up for Redlands. Betty Morris, good to see you in the chat. First pitch, Crooks spins away from a curveball, big looping 66-mile-an-hour curveball for ball 1. Outfield straight up for Crooks. And fastball in the outside corner, 83 miles an hour from Warner. And 1-1 fastball, 85 miles an hour downstairs as Warner starts to crank it up. Crooks 2 for 3 tonight, having a good night from the bottom of the order, doing his part. And pitch is flared out towards right, but foul. Drops into the home bullpen there. And so 2-2 now on the Redlands right fielder. Warner working hard, now thrown 58 pitches through 3 2/3 innings. He comes set, and it'll be a 2-2. Pitches, breaking ball, Crooks goes around, and that's strike 3 for him. So back-to-back hitters swinging through the off-speed pitch from Warner, not able to hold up, and that'll bring Humble up in the 9 hole. And we'll see if he can salvage the inning for Redlands, or at least pass the baton to the top of the order in Duncan. Humble 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch from Warner, fastball on the outside corner for strike 1, 85 miles an hour as Josh Warner continues to ramp it up. For those who are joining us late, Warner came in and was throwing about 76, 77 on the fastball and has slowly dialed it up throughout the game. And 84 miles an hour for strike 2. Ready. And the 0-2 curveball. And this time, Humble holds. The first of the last 3 Redlands hitters to hold up on the curveball. but looked like he definitely held from our vantage point. And so it'll go to 1 and 2. Dan Turner away from first. 1-1 here in the 8th inning. And yes, he did that time. Humble goes around, avoiding the tag from Lakeo, who eventually gets it. Warner fired up as he comes off. And Surfers with a bit of momentum here going to the 9th. It'll be Jerry Lakeo to lead it off in the top of the 9th. Surfers 1, Redlands 1.
Just to reiterate, we are live streaming the other games of the Div 1 2 p.m. or is it starting at 2:10? I think it might be starting at 2:10.
Division 2 starts at 11:15, so you figure the other games may be moved back.
Live stream will be starting at 2 p.m. but the game will be starting at 2:10. And Div 2, the Surfers Bluewave, will begin at 11:15. The live stream will begin at 11. Make sure you get in here for the first pitch.
So Jerry Lakeo, Surfers catcher, digs in here in the top of the 9th. 1-1 game in the first of this best of 3. Reese Nip looking on and now coming to the plate. Breaking ball off the outside corner for ball 1. Nit, nearing his 100th pitch of the game, has had a sparkling outing and made just one mistake, which Jai Diebel punished him for in the 8th inning to tie this game. Lakeo frustrated with himself in the 7th, a pass ball allowing a runner to move to third that then scored on a sac fly. We'll see if he can make up for it with the bat. Heart and soul of this team, leader of this team from behind the plate.
And the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
And fastball grounded towards third. Turner backs up, takes it on 2 hops, goes across the diamond, and makes a nice play across to retire Lakeo to start the 9th. So it's Ricky Diebel. For those who joined us late, he started this game, went 3 2/3 innings. The Otani rule keeps him in as the DH. Diebel 0 for 2 with a walk. And swings through a breaking ball for strike 1. At 99 pitches now. This will be pitch number 100. And fastball away. The count runs even to 1-1. It's Scott Cronin on deck for the Blue Wave. Diebel up here with 1 away in the 9th. And the 1-1 is a curveball, drops in for strike 2. Nice pitch from Reese Nip. Diebel looks out at the 1-2. And fastball, grounded softly towards Gomez. Makes the play, quick throw over to first. And Diebel flying down the line, thrown out by about a step. And runs all the way into shallow right field. And so now we turn to Cronin. Cronin into this game about halfway through when Hall Walsh was removed. And 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Cronin not unfamiliar with the long ball. Mostly a wash this season in the regular season, battling back from injury. And big healthy swing at a curveball, but just misses it and fouls it back for strike one. Nitt now at 103 pitches through 8 2/3 innings. And you have to imagine if there's no rule against it, they'd send him back out for the 10th, should we go that far. And breaking ball chopped towards third, and foul. No balls, 2 strikes on the Surfers' left fielder. And the 0-2 is breaking ball down. Nice job from Cronin to spit on that. And count goes to 1-2. You can feel the tension in the ballpark now. Crowd quieting, as this game is very tight and very late. 1-2 coming. And fastball chopped off the foot, and Cronin is down and in some pain. Looks like it hit his knee. And we'll see if Cronin is able to finish his at-bat. So for anyone who doesn't know, if Cronin were to come out of the game and have a pinch hitter, the count doesn't change. So the hitter off the bench would come into a 1-2 count against arguably the best pitcher in the league, which is not an enviable position.
It's like Jake Scott with the helmet on.
Zach Smith as well. You love to see the young guys waiting and ready to hit if needed. At the same time, we want to know Scotty Cronin's all right, and gets a nice hand from the crowd as it looks like he's okay. Checks the stride leg, and it looks like he's all right. So Cronin back in, looking at a 1-2 from Nitt. And fastball hammered foul, and somehow misses all of the Surfers' dugout members. Sounded like it might have caught someone's cleat, but everyone's all right over there. So Cronin digs back in, 1 ball, 2 strikes, top of the 9th. Pitch from Nitt. Breaking ball, Cronin holds. Nice job to lay off the breaker. And we're now at 2-2. Nitt now at 107 pitches. And it'll be a 2-2 to Scott Cronin here. And fastball fisted towards short, and Gomez makes the catch. So Nitt gets out of trouble. And this game's going to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 1.
Rays with a chance to walk it off here. Josh Warner heading back to the mound, looking to extend this game. Did a good job last inning with only just the 1 runner getting on base.
refereeing out here.
And it looks like there is action in the Redlands pen. Looks like it might be Erasmus out there getting loose. In case this game goes to extras. So if you've been with us the whole time, we really appreciate your watching. And hopefully you can stay up a little while longer if this one goes to the 10th. Little game recap here as we go to the bottom of the 9th. So this game has been a pitcher's duel from the start. Ricky Diebold starting for Surfers, going 3 2/3, and it's been Josh Warner ever since. Surfers dancing in and out of trouble, including Kynan Melander thrown out at third base, trying to stretch a double to a triple to lead off an inning. Multiple innings with bases loaded. First and third one-out situations, working out of trouble every time. Reese Nitt, on the other hand, cruising, blowing through the Surfers' order for the most part until Jai Diebold got a hold of him in the 8th inning for a solo shot to right center, which offset a sacrifice fly in the prior half inning by Ashby, the Redlands catcher. And at Bruce in the chat, Cronin was not hit by that pitch. He fouled that ball off of his knee. So that hit his bat first. So it's 1-2-3 in the Redlands order. Redlands looking to walk it off and take game 1. Warner looking to prevent that. And fastball upstairs for ball 2. So a quick 2-0 on Duncan. Bit of a chill setting in over the ballpark now. Flags blowing slightly out towards right field. And Duncan takes a fastball on the outside edge for strike 1. This is a big batter for Warner here. And in this situation, you wouldn't rule out the possibility of Redlands pinch running if Duncan were to get aboard. Given that he would be the winning run, and you might put your fastest guy on the bench out there and take a chance on winning it right here. And Duncan fouls one back. It's 3-2 now. And as a point of interest, it looks like it's Reese Nitt over there at third, acting as the third base coach now for Redlands, which implies he's probably done for the night. Three-two now coming from Warner. And pitch is a curveball down and in. And so Duncan's aboard, and it's going to be Gomez coming to the plate. And it looks like they'll leave Duncan out there. So no pinch runner. Big situation here. You have to wonder if Gomez will bunt. He's had a good game with the stick, 2 for 3 with a walk today. So do you bunt to move him over versus keep the bat in his hands? And pitches a breaking ball down and away. Got a bat flying over the field now towards right field. Now gets clear. And pitch is fouled back. Fastball at 84 there from Warner. Gomez looks out, Warner looks in. Duncan away from first. No outs here, bottom of the 9th. And pitch is fastball away. Count to 2-1 now. Warner thrown over 70 pitches at this point. Doug Breeze out in the Surfers bullpen. And you have to think Boyce as well, potentially. As Warner misses again, count runs to 3-1. So really big pitch coming here for both sides. Warner not looking to walk Gomez, but also not looking to leave one over the plate. And pitch is swung on and missed by Gomez. Nice pitch by Warner. Count to 3-2. If there's a time for him to dial it up one more notch, this is the time for Josh Warner. Duncan away from first. Big 3-2 pitch coming here. And fastball, strike 3 on Gomez, called on the outside corner. Gomez does not like the call. And you know what? It's been setting up for that all game today. Both hitters on both sides been complaining about the outside edge. And a big, big strikeout for Josh Warner. Brings up Tyson Zamora with 1 on and 1 out in the 9th. And the first pitch is a fastball upstairs from Warner. Warner 4 2/3 now, 9 strikeouts. And he faces Zamora, Ashby, and Pike if they were to all get to the plate, as he misses the ball too. 2-0 coming from Warner. And fastball is fouled out of play towards the left side. May have hit a car out there. Count to 2-1 now. Zamora 1 for 4 today. And some big at-bats here coming for this Redlands lineup. And breaking ball misses away. Count to 3-1 now on the young center fielder for Redlands. And fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Big swing by Zamora there. And so it'll be another 3-2 from Warner, keeping things interesting. Nothing easy for this Surfers team tonight, but they find themselves in a 1-1 draw in the bottom of the 9th. And 3-2 is curveball away. So where the last one just caught the edge to get Gomez, this curveball just misses to Zamora. And so it'll be first and second, 1 out for Kyle Ashby, rather. Ashby responsible for the lone run for Redlands, sacrifice fly to right in the 7th. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a sac fly tonight. Duncan away from second. And the outfield playing fairly shallow, such that they'd have a shot at throwing him out on a single. Warner looking to find top gear here now. And a nice block by Jerry Lacayo, keep the ball in front of him.
Looks like Kev just slow walk down to the bullpen.
fastball just down from Warner. And he struggled to find the zone. Looks like Doug Breeze still getting hot in the pen there. Ashby looking to gap a ball and end this game. Warner looking for a ball on the ground to move this game into the 10th. And another fastball misses from Warner, 3-0 now. Have to imagine Pike won't be swinging at this one. Not after a walk and 3 balls. And fastball upstairs. So Ashby aboard via the walk and Kevin Fenn out to the mound. And so Warner's night is done. And it's going to be Doug Breeze. So we'll give you the final line on Warner. 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Sorry, that'll be 4 walks. The scoring stream's a little bit behind. On 85 pitches. Reese Nitt's final line, 9 innings, so a complete game, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts on 109 pitches. And we'll give you a bit of Doug Breeze as well on the mound this year. Breeze 19 1/3 innings, 16 hits and 6 runs, 19 strikeouts and 8 walks for a 2.79 ERA. And 2 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run in these playoffs. Breeze with a lot of easy velocity. And he comes into a big spot. Any play is going to be through home for Surfers. Breeze with these fastballs and warm-ups touching 86, 87. And can pump it up to 90. So this is it right here, folks. Kyle Pike steps to the plate. Bases full of Redlands Rays, and Doug Breeze toes the rubber. Infield in for Surfers, outfield in for Surfers. Pike looking to put a ball in play and potentially end this night. And Mateo does well not to let the very first ball go past into the backstop for ball 1. Gomez, Zamora, and Duncan from first around to third. Which is fouled off. 1-1 now, as Pike is on the fastball. Tension all through the ballpark now. Fans on both sides anxiously looking on. And pitch is swung on and missed by Pike. Nice block from Lacayo on a breaking ball from Breeze. It's almost as if Pike was not expecting Breeze to go to the breaking ball at any point. The way he swung at that, it looked like he was looking fastball all the way. and swings through a bad one there, so it goes 1-2. One-two pitch now coming to Pike. And breaking ball takes downstairs. Count goes to 2-2. Breeze comes set. Fastball. Foul ball and coming back towards us. So somehow took a weird hop and got over the backstop. 87 miles an hour there from Breeze. And we'll do it again, 2-2. So we'll see what happens here as Breeze comes set. Pike looks on at a 2-2. Fastball, 88 miles an hour there from Breeze, fouled back to the screen by Pike. So Pike getting his eye in here against Breeze. And we'll see if he sticks with the fastball or goes back to the off speed here. Duncan away from third, he's the winning run. Zamora and Gomez mean very little at this stage. Getting a solid lead only to prevent a double play. Duncan's run is the run that matters.
One fast, two curve.
Breeze set. 2-2 coming. And breaking ball. Did he go? No, he did not. And so this could be it right here. Full count pitch coming to Pike. Crowd's getting riled. Redlands crowd getting excited here. Breeze needs to come across the plate. Got to go right after Pike. 3-2. 1-1 game here, bottom of the ninth. And fouled away. And we'll do it again. Pike has seen 9 pitches from Breeze now. This will be pitch number 10 of the at-bat. Full count here in this first game of the best of 3 Division I Grand Final, 1-1. Redlands looking to end it right here. Three-two pitch coming from Breeze. Fouled back by Pike, and we will do it again. Surfer's looking for a miracle double play here. Kyle Pike having a great at-bat. This will be the 11th pitch. This game off on a game-winning single from Kyle Pike. After a great at-bat, 11 pitches against Doug Breeze. Redlands gets the job done in the bottom of the ninth. So a brilliant outing from Reese Knit does not go wasted. And Surfers finds themselves with their backs against the wall on Sunday. Big hand for Redlands from the home crowd here. And I'll just take this time to say thank you to you, John, for having me aboard. Tough one for Surfers today.
Yeah, thanks for coming along, Owen. Tough game. Obviously, this is grand final baseball. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. Credit to the Rays. They kept chipping away, putting runners on base, putting themselves in position to win this one, and they do it in the ninth. Bluewave with their backs to the wall now in this grand final, going to have to go back-to-back wins. Can be done. I think they'll still do it.
Got to keep believing.
We'll have to see what the bullpen's like for the Rays. Obviously, not using a lot of their hands. And to everyone tuning in tonight, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the numbers, big numbers again. No records broken, but I'm very, very happy with the outcome of the live stream. It's unfortunate that the Bluewave couldn't get across the line tonight. Just not enough runners on base, putting themselves in position to win this one. Pitchers doing their job in getting out of tough situations. That's why this game stayed at 0-0 most of this game. So we'll go to Sunday and for game 2, 2 o'clock, and go again.
In the meantime, we got the Division 2 Grand Final on Sunday as well. We'll be calling that one with the Surfers boys trying to take an undefeated season across the finish line against Carina. And